Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. How you doing? How you feeling? How you living out there, guys? I'm in a good mood today because we're going to talk about three of the best epic champions, three of the best champions inside the entire game. I got to thinking to myself in my downtime because my life is so pathetic that in my downtime, I still think about Raid Shadow Legends, apparently.
A small price to pay for salvation.
I was thinking to myself, you know what? We always say, oh, this rare's like a legendary, or this epic's like a legendary, guys. And what is that really saying, right? Because there's so many bad or mediocre legendaries in the game. To say that somebody, you know, an epic is like a legendary, what does that really mean exactly? You know, and I've said it plenty of times myself as well. The truth of the matter is, I got to thinking, how many epic champions are better, if they were a legendary, would be better than the vast majority of all the legendaries in the game? In my list, was kind of like 3 or 4 or 5 long, right? I was kind of wavering on a few champions. So let me give, it came down to 3 definites for me. But let me give 3 quick honorable mentions first, right? So these are 3 champions I think you can kind of go either way with on these epics, right? So honorable mention number 1 is going to be Man-Eater, right? Now we have champions like, I just had her up on the screen, right? We have champions like Demitha as well that are added to the game that make unkillable comps, you know, possible. So they're a little bit less special than they once were, which is why I decided not to include them on the list. But they're certainly really relevant, especially for clan boss unkillable comps, right? The other honorable mention would be Madame Seris. Man, there's not many champions out there like Madame Seris who have the ability to remove all buffs from all enemies and then replace it with a decreased defense. There's actually none. That's why we see Madame Seris so widely used even in Platinum Tier Arena. Probably more used than any other epic in the game. One of them being a close second that we'll actually have on the list. But even with Madame Seris, you know, we have a few other options. We have buff strippers like Kymar, for example, and then we have Ryan, even in the epic category. Ryan the Conjurer is another really solid option on the sweeping dismissal. Instead of putting decreased defense, she's putting weaken on the enemies. So a few callouts there to kind of, you know, get those out of the way. And Geo was the third one, by the way. Geomancer, man, he's so incredibly good and he's so special and unique that you can make the argument that he belongs on this list as well. However, I think the other 3 champions I'm going to talk about, I would prefer them just a hair over Geomancer if I was going to kind of drafting my all-star godlike team. But Geo, I don't know, you could make the case. We could just probably call this the 5 champions and keep Seris and Geo on the list as well. But anyway, the 3 champions that I came up with, guys, number 1 is Seer. So we talked a lot about Seer. You guys probably know about Seer. Hopefully you have Seer. If you don't, hey man, setting some or female. I have a 6% female demographic as well.
Damn, you do start fast, don't you?
Hey man and woman, I hope you do pick up Seer sometime soon because she is just so unbelievably good. Karma Burn, right? It removes all buffs from all of your allies and all enemies, and then it nukes them based on how many buffs were removed and enemy max HP. So she's incredible, right? I mean, I'm gonna throw some gameplay over these as I'm talking about these champions, so you can see her just burning down, mowing down everybody in her wake. It's just incredible. And what it ends up doing is saving us a ton of time in this game, right? And there's no ability from any legendary champion that is this powerful in terms of an AoE nuker. That's it. It's just Seer. That's it. So she has to be on the list for me. And she saves, again, so much time. Masteries wise, you guys can see where I went here. Helm Smasher is going to be a no-brainer. Now, I see some people going with Flawless Execution on their Seer to maximize critical damage, which is nice to have, but you'll get so much more damage with Helm Smasher Mastery. I've tried them both. Take my word for it. Also, in terms of artifacts, go Savage. So we're ignoring defense with the Savage and the Helm Smasher. We have crit damage on the gauntlets. We have crit damage as the secondary 2-piece set as well, artifact set. So crit damage on the gauntlets. We need accuracy as well. You can see a trip roll accuracy on these gauntlets. We need accuracy to be able to remove all those debuffs or buffs, excuse me, from the enemy team, right? And then we have attack percentage. We're just looking for crit rate and crit damage, essentially. The actual attack on Seer doesn't matter that much because it's based, again, on enemy max HP and the buffs, the number of buffs that we're removing. That's why you want to set your team up with a bunch of buffs too, right? On the banner, I'm sure it's attack if we can kind of pull it up here. Accuracy, excuse me. And then we have crit damage on the amulet, and we have attack on the ring. So don't be afraid to go HP or defense on your Seer as well on the ring or on the, or anywhere really, because again, the value of attack isn't that incredible. Although I will say her A1 is very hard hitting as well on the knockout ability. Also has a chance of an extra turn, 20%. So not too bad there. All right, next up is going to be, I'll save the best for last, the #1 epic inside the entire game bar none. Probably going to put her on the thumbnail as well, so you already know who it is. But number 2, guys, it might surprise some of you. So the second champion is actually Vogoth, guys. Vogoth is so freaking good, man. This dude is a beast, and he really changed the meta in the arena in a big way, right? He made defense go second teams even more viable than they were before his introduction to the game. I run him on my main defensive team in the classic arena. I also run him on a tag team arena team. Basically, I'll show you in the background the kind of team that I run him on. Boy, he's incredibly effective on a squad like this. So difficult. This team really rarely loses for me. And I have him in an arena setup right now. I want to be very clear on that. This guy is a beast even in PvE, basically anywhere. That's why I'm including him on this list. Nobody does what Vogoth does in the game, right? But I do want to be clear again, we're going to be changing up our masteries and changing up our stat priorities if we're running him in kind of a hybrid build, so you can use him everywhere, or if we're running him in only PvE. So let's talk about masteries. Just to kind of kick things off here. We actually have we're trying to optimize the heal that he can give. And remember, it's 50% of the damage that he receives. Actually, let me show you his skills first, right? That makes sense. The main one that we're talking about is Festering Dynamo. Whenever this champion is attacked, heals all allies by 50% of the damage received. His second one is, it places a leech on the attacker. Also increases the cooldown of a random skill if they're under a provoke placed by him. He has a provoke on his A2 ability on an AoE as well. Also decrease attack on the enemies who receive the provoke. So a very good ability here. Again, on a 3-turn cooldown. You need accuracy for it. We don't have, excuse me, a lot of accuracy on this build because we're really only caring about him being a really good healer, right? Essentially. More on that in just a moment. So back to masteries. Because we have Bulwark as our tier 6 option, we're going to be taking 5% or mitigating 5% damage on all of our allies, taking that and putting it on Vogoth. Ergo, his heal will be even better, right? So sign me up for that. We also have Selfless Defender. Decrease the damage all allies receive on the first hit from an enemy by 20%. This champion will receive that damage instead. Again, more damage equals more heal to the rest of your squad. We need him to stay alive, obviously, so we can get the heal to all the other champions. So we need to prioritize HP percentage on the arena build, right? So, you know, you're not going to really get one shot anywhere outside the arena, hopefully. So prioritizing HP isn't as essential as it is. So obviously in PvE content, I would sacrifice some of this HP. For example, I have HP percentage gauntlets on him, and I'd put crit rate or something instead if you wanted to. But certainly I would put perception gear or really up his accuracy, put accuracy on the banner to make sure he's landing that A2, right? And I would go with Giant Slayer Mastery, right? So I would go with Giant Slayer because he has a triple hitter on his A1 on the offense tree as opposed to going Bulwark. So again, that's PvE or hybrid versus strictly arena build as you guys see him here. And obviously we have all the healing masteries, healing savior, lay on hands, you know, and all the healing stuff, more heals, and a curing set as well. 20% bonus heal on top of all of that. This guy's a healing maniac, and that's why I included him on the list today, guys. He's just so incredibly good. HP percentage, as I said, on the gauntlets, HP on the chest, speed on the boots. We can make him even better by putting HP percentage boots on him as well. For the arena only, we don't really care that much about how fast he's going, right? Just how much damage he's going to be able to absorb to heal the rest of the team. So, Vogoth, I'm just such a massive fan of... Can you tell? Can you tell?
Say something again. Say one more thing. I will pimp slap you. Say it again. That's what I thought.
I underestimated him so much when I first pulled him, and now he's just one of my favorite champions in the game. The next is going to be Uugo. She's the best champion, the best epic champion in the game, in my opinion, right? And I mean, like, listen, there's no right or wrong answers here. Everybody has their opinions. It's all totally subjective. But I just love, I freaking love Uugo, man. I put her on all my main Hydra teams. She helps me really everywhere. She's my favorite debuffer in the game. She has leech on her A1s that's going to help you with more heals as well. On her her A2, she's placing decreased defense and block buffs for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, right? So the block buff is only a 50% chance, but it increases by 5% for each enemy alive. Man, so Hydra, she's consistently laying those block buffs. Obviously, like areas like Spider or even the arena, she's going to be consistently landing those block buffs. And let me tell you guys, it's by the way, it's 75% when she's booked, plus the extra 5% for each enemy alive. So all you need is 5 enemies alive and it's 100%, or pick up Sniper Mastery and you need 4 enemies alive and you're going to be landing it, right? Block buffs for 2 turns and decreased defense for 2 turns is so unbelievably powerful. I hope you guys have Uugo. I hope, if not, I'm really sending you the ultra positive vibes your next shard pulls. I want all my viewers to have Uugo. Plarium, if you're watching, can you allow me to give away an Uugo? Can you allow me to give away an Uugo to all of my viewers, please? I'm sure they're just gonna jump right at me on there. They're probably already sliding in the DMs right now. I got you, Ash Uugo, for all you.
Do I know you?
Removes all heal reduction debuffs from all allies, then removes a random debuff, so we get a mini cleanse built in there, right? Then heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP. So we got a great heal there as well. If all allies are dead, revives them at 50% HP and fills their turn meter by 50% instead. When she's the last champion living, she places increased speed and block damage on herself, right? To keep her alive so that she can come back around to the A3 and revive everybody. Man, Uugo, you're so nasty. Huh? Strong, like nasty in a good way. You look great. You look great, by the way. Masteries on Uugo, pretty standard. We went right down the left-hand side. We went with War Master, and of course, we're picking up Sniper, as we mentioned, and Master Hexer ability. Chance set increasing the duration of that block buffs and increase or decrease defense. Increase on the enemy would be very bad, Ash. We have Relentless Gear, man. Uugo is so powerful. And I say this all the time here on the channel, put the most power, general rule of thumb, right? Not everybody, but general rule of thumb, the most powerful champions in the game, just throw them in Relentless. Scylla the Drakes, Ninja, Uugo, I have them all in Relentless Gear, right? Especially healers, support champions, debuffers, where she has all of that. She's like a debuffer and a healer and a support champion all built into one. It's incredible. So I have speed and Relentless. So we want her going kind of fast. These are her total stats here. 213 speed, over 3k defense, 56k HP. Remember, her heal is based on her 30% of her max HP. And then we have a lot of accuracy, 340. We need her to land all of her debuffs every single time, ideally. I think we have crit rate. Yeah, crit rate on the gauntlets. We have HP percentage on the chest, and we have speed on the boots. We can go HP percentage as well on the gauntlets. Nothing wrong with that at all, guys, if you want more healing and a little bit less damage. But I was surprised on Uugo because she's so freaking good. How could she get better? She actually deals a decent amount of damage for a debuff or support as well, so I figured why not throw crit rate if she's not dying and she's never the first one dying. Why not just throw crit rate on the gauntlets instead and try to get a little bit of damage as well? So I showed you already HP and speed. We have probably defense or HP on the ring. Probably HP, hopefully, on the ring. If it ever loads. Okay, we actually have defense, so we probably want to change this ring to HP. Let's see, do I have one just handy laying around here? I don't right now, but I want to change this ring to HP so we can get more heals. So auditing myself as I share this with you guys. We do have HP though on the amulet, which is good. And we have a reaction banner with accuracy. So 25% chance to change a critical hit into a normal attack when attacked before the first turn. Ugh, mouthful. All right, guys. So those are my 3 champions. Those are that Uugo, Seer, and Vogoth. Who did I leave out? There's so many good. There's so many good epics. But these 3, to me, they're better than most legendaries in the game. Let me know who I got wrong. Let me know who you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Appreciate you guys. Sending you a ton of love today and every day. And as always, take care, guys.